This is Wendolyn White, the fabulous Wendolyn White, who is not only the woman of all trades, who dives deep into many, many healing modalities. You are also our sacred librarian, our moon maven, our very, very first founding member of our Stay With Yourself community. And honestly, I could not do any of this without you. I wouldn't have the courage or the heart without knowing that Wendolyn was in my corner. So thank you for being here and for sharing just one of the many, many areas of expertise in which you spend your time.
You're quite welcome.
Yeah.
I'm very happy to do this with you.
Good. Me too. So today we're talking about aromatherapy and how, and not just aromatherapy, but like aromatherapy, like for meditation, how this can really enhance our meditation practice. But I think beyond even a meditation practice as well, too. I literally know nothing about aromatherapy except the little bit that I've heard from you. So I'm just going to go ahead and I think I'll probably pin you now as the primary speaker for this. And I'm just going to let you dive into maybe your origin story a little bit on how you got started with this and wherever else you want to lead us.
Okay. Well, I've actually been playing with aromatherapy on and off for probably about 25 years. Um, and my biggest challenge is that even though I can read and learn a lot that way, I wasn't sure about how good my sources were. And for me, and particularly in a field like aromatherapy, I wanted to make sure that my sources were giving me correct information. So, uh, much of what I've used early on, I found was good sources of information. That was good. And so as an introduction to aromatherapy, I thought I would start us with something that most of us in the community do or try to do, and that's our meditation. This would also work for prayer. It's the same kind of idea. And in this particular setting, we're not using aromatherapy particularly therapeutically. We're not trying to use it for pain or anything like this. This is touching into the intuitive aspects of the use of aromatherapy. I didn't want to dive into chemistry with you. I didn't want to scare you all that much. So when we're using aromatherapy for meditation, we're looking at it from the standpoint of the energetics and the emotional qualities that the oils can help us with. And so I broke this down into sections to make it a little easier to follow. And so I wanted to start with some of the reasons why might meditate, and then how those oils can support that particular aspect of meditation. So for me, when I'm meditating, the first thing I want to do is get grounded and get centered. And so oils that help with grounding and centering tend to be things like root oils or wood oils. And I will tell you, everybody's going to have their favorites, and there are some of us that'll go, "Oh, I hate that oil," or "Oh, yeah, that's a favorite." And so for me, the ones that come to mind most specifically, and I'm starting with my favorites and ending with the one I don't like at all. Um, I adore sandalwood and rosewood. There are many different kinds of cedar wood, but Atlas cedar wood is particularly good in this particular setting. Patchouli is one of our outliers. It's actually a leaf oil, but because it is so heavy and so rich, it does work very well for centering and for grounding. And then the root oil that is most commonly used is vetiver. Now that's one I don't like at all. But in playing with the oils, I found out that the combination of Atlas cedarwood and vetiver is actually quite nice. I can tuck those 2 together and it works. Then we can move on to for me, what the next part of this is that spiritual connection, however you want to look at it, but getting in touch either internally with our own divine spirit or externally connecting into the universal flow of energy. And for those, I like the resin oils, and they've been used for millennia as tools for prayer, for meditation. The ones that everyone knows about are frankincense and myrrh. And the one that I'm actually most drawn to is opopanax. And so that's probably a new one for most people. And to me, it's a little bit richer than frankincense, but not as heavy as myrrh. I think that's why I'm drawn to it. It's kind of a middle ground for that. And then another reason for meditation would be heart connection. And our floral oils are all beautiful for heart connection. And the ones that I really like for this are lavender, neroli, which is orange blossom, and ylang ylang.
Mm.
And this is one of those where we've got all of these things working together. The final reason a lot of people meditate is to help with anxiety. And for anxiety, guess what? Every single one of the oils I've already named actually helps with anxiety. They're calming, they're centering, they're grounding, they're heart centric, all of those things that help us calm down anxiety. I would add one more oil, and this is one that I absolutely adore. It's bergamot. It is in the citrus family, but it has a lot in common with lavender in terms of the chemistry. So it is also very, very good for anxiety relief. Now, having listed all of these things, I don't know about you, but I always am meditating for more than one reason. And so we wouldn't ever probably use just one single oil for this. We would put together oils from each of those groups and find a blend, find something that really spoke to us. This is one where generalizations are wonderful, but you always hear lavender. Oh, lavender is great for anxiety. Lavender is great to help you sleep. And it is, except if you had a relative or someone that was close to you that was not kind, that was abusive, or any way that way, and they used lavender, guess what? The lavender is not going to be relaxing for you. So, again, we have to step back and look at this because one of the reasons aromatherapy is so helpful is because, particularly in inhalation, it bypasses the thinking brain and immediately goes straight to the limbic system,
Mm.
which is the seat of memory and emotions.
Oh, you
And
give
so
me the
that's
chills. I have chills.
so you can see why using something like this as a tool could be so helpful.
Mm.
Now, I've given you a whole bunch of things here, but I also need to tell you a little bit how you can use them. Um, Popular way to use it if you've got your own personal space where you can do that is to use the essential oils in a diffuser and just diffuse them so that they fill the space. Another way to do that, same kind of idea, it's little room spray where you can just spritz it and you've got your spray going on. For again, these are all methods of inhaling the oils, direct inhalation. Uh, if you don't have a personal space where you can use the room spray or the diffuser, my favorite is something called a personal inhaler.
Mm.
It's a little case. This is a cover. You unscrew it. inside this, there is a wick that has the oils on it, and you just and nobody else can smell the oils, but you've got it right with you.
Mm.
I love this for when I'm traveling, and particularly on the plane. If you've got a long plane ride, I'll meditate, and so I can use my inhaler. Nobody needs to know what's going on with it, and there it is. You've got that so that it's set up for you. And of course, the last way is with a candle,
Mm.
and you can use you can make your own, you can buy pre-scented candles. So those are the kinds of ways you can use it for inhalation. Now, if you're like me, I'll layer. I might have the diffuser going, but then I'm also going to have exactly the same blend in a perfume or a lotion that I can just dab on. And so I've layered it. Having said all this, the one thing I would recommend, and I believe the link Blaine gave us for their new moon rituals, they talk about this a little bit, and I want to go deeper into it. Always use the same blend.
Mm.
We make it a habit to use that same blend. Then, as soon as we smell that blend, our body starts moving directly into the setup for meditation.
It's like you
So,
can, like the Pavlov's dogs, you're
right.
training yourself. You could be
Mhm.
stressed in your car and get the same effects of meditation.
Right.
Yeah.
You grab your inhaler, smell that, and your body immediately moves into that mode. You talk about it in your course on how to meditate,
Mhm.
that you establish the way you sit. And once you do that and you do that consistently, then anytime you get into that posture, your body immediately starts into that mode. So, again, this is a reason why you might want to do that. And again, find a blend that you absolutely love, use it consistently for meditation. I have to be careful because I have a blend that is 5 of these different oils, but I don't use it for my meditation because that's I started with this as a massage blend. I would carry it into my massage therapist and use it for massage. So now I reserve that only for massage or for when I'm taking a bath. I can use that blend at that point because that now signals my brain, oh, good, we're going to take care of ourselves. We're going to feel good. We're going to relax. And so I have to set that one aside and not use it for meditation, or I probably just fall asleep. So, that's what I look at for when I'm doing this. Now, do you have any questions about what I've talked about? I'm going to put the list of oils in so that people can see them. And also, we'll be putting in some links for places that I use.
Perfect. Yeah, I think the one of my first questions was I want to know all of my options. Like what are all I know there's probably infinite hundreds
There
of
are
oils, I'm guessing
infinite
hundreds.
options. Yes.
But like you mentioned lavender, which that's like more of an herb. Is that a flower? What is bergamot? Is bergamot an herb or a flower? Like what
Yeah.
those
Yeah.
two are my question of like because I love those as well.
Okay. Lavender is actually distilled from the flowers
Mhm.
and a little bit of the leaves, but it is actually considered a floral oil. Bergamot is a fruit oil. It is
Mm.
from the rind of a special orange.
And is that similar to like a floral? Would that
The
like with
citrus,
the yeah.
the citruses tend to be a little bit more invigorating.
Mm.
Um, the one class of citrus that is more suitable for meditation is any of the orange oils because even though they have similar chemical constituents to like lemon or lime or grapefruit. Those are much more in your face, uplifting. The oranges also have more of the calming effect. So sweet orange is a good choice. The bergamot is my favorite because I had mentioned I wasn't going to talk about chemistry,
Mhm.
but one of the constituents of lavender, linalool, is also very highly present in bergamot, which is, and that is a well-researched chemical constituent in the aromatherapy oils for relaxation, anti-anxiety, and a number of other things.
Oh, that's fascinating. We might need to do a whole second one on even the chemistry because it would be so, I'd be so curious about that. That can be like our next layer, deeper dive.
Yeah.
So basically, there's other families of oils like citrus
Hmm.
that maybe aren't best for meditation because they're like invigorating or
Right.
energizing. They're not. So that's probably a whole nother third layer we can go into around.
Yeah.
You can have your
Oh.
blend for massage and meditation. You have one for meditation, one for your massage and bath time, one for when you're falling asleep at your desk, one for
Yeah.
when you're just around your mother.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. Yes.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
Now, let me explain something very carefully
Let's
here.
hear it.
Oh, I am working my way through my aromatherapy certification. I have achieved the essential oil specialist certification. I have to do my case studies and my research paper. But if you look at the class listing for this, it is 235 hours.
Yeah.
And that is just studying 40 oils.
Wow.
And so I have a collection now of close to 100 oils
Mhm.
because I adore them and I love playing with them. But the other thing is, we've talked about it, and yes, I really, really like using essential oils rather than fragrance. A
Mm.
lot of people are very sensitive to the synthetic fragrance oils. They can cause asthma, they can cause headaches. But even though we're talking about this in terms of aromatherapy, this doesn't mean you have to go out and buy the supplies and make it yourself. The links that I'm putting in will take you both to things that you can, kits that you can buy to make yourself, but those same websites will also have pre-made items.
Mm.
And the one that I'm sending you to is to a candle company that I use. They use organic palm wax for their candles and they use essential oils. And they've just recently brought back an old one that they didn't have when I first started going to them. And that is patchouli, sandalwood, and orange mixed into a candle. Now, I will warn you, if you don't care for patchouli, this is not the candle for you because it is very face forward patchouli. I have it set off in a far corner of the house. And even now, when we first come in, you can smell it all through the house.
Mhm.
But again, if you have a favorite perfume that you can reserve just for when you're meditating, that's the same thing. You find that thing, a favorite fragranced candle, whether it's essential oils or fragrance oils. If you have one that you love, set that up, reserve it, use it for your meditation. It's the same purpose, the same thing.
Beautiful. Thank you. Yeah, this is great. There's a million questions, of course, but I think to stay on topic, this is perfect. Yes. And
Yeah,
thank you
we
for the
can go
links
off
too.
all sorts of places.
Yeah. But thank you for the links too that you're offering us and the resources, because I think that's for someone like me, I like to know that maybe I could get something like a pre-made blend, because it would be it'd be too much to try to figure it out with all the
Mhm.
options on my own. So thank
Right.
you. Yeah.
And the one link, and this is one that I actually kind of started with, and I still will go back to that for meditation. It is a company called Nature's Gift, and they put out either as an anointing oil, which you can use immediately as a topical blend, or just the straight essential oils that you could use in a diffuser. And it's called Three Kings Blend.
Mm,
And I love the history of this because we all know the gifts of the Magi, the frankincense, gold, and myrrh. Well, this is a blend of frankincense, myrrh, and something that back in ancient days was called liquid gold. And there is some speculation that this may have been the gold they were carrying
mm,
rather than gold nuggets. And that would be rose oil. That
mm,
was liquid gold. And so it's those three, frankincense, myrrh, and rose, and it is a lovely blend and a lovely place to start. That's why I
beautiful.
wanted to include that one.
Beautiful. Thank you. I got the chills when you talked about that too. So that might be a good sign.
Yep,
Wonderful. Thank you.
you're welcome.
Is that is there more?
I was going to say, this is what I had prepared for us because I will tell you that it can become very overwhelming very, very quickly.
Mhm.
And so, like I said, I will go ahead once we get this posted. I will put the list of the oils that I talked about. And uh, again, I'm giving you the two places that I get most of my oils. Um, Now, I'm perfectly happy ordering stuff online. Okay, there is one caveat. I would prefer never to use Young Living. doTERRA is pretty good, but I don't use them, but it's for, reasons that really aren't, what I would be concerned about for general population. They don't give me the information I need on things like, the chemistry of the oils and on their blends that are in coconut oil. They don't tell you what the dilution rate is. And to me, that's extremely important. The reason that I suggest not using Young Living is that there's some evidence that they've been adulterating their oils.
Mm,
So, and this is one of those where again, it's from a trusted source, but I'm not going to tell you if you use like Young Living and love them and have had no problems with them. I'm not saying you shouldn't use them. It's just one of those you need to be aware of it. And another one, again, if you don't want to order it, but just want to go to a store, a lot of stores now carry the Now brand of essential oils, and those are good as well.
wonderful.
Again, not the information I would use as an aromatherapist, but for general use, these would be fine.
Perfect. Thank you. See, I'm going to bring us back both together here. Um, Thank you. That's good. I like knowing too, just getting your feedback on brands too. And
Mhm,
because you have been studying so deeply into this, the information that you would need as a it's a certified aromatherapist. What's the title?
That's it, just certified aromatherapist.
Yeah, as someone who's certified and spent over 200 hours in study and case study and all the work that you are still currently doing in it, I love knowing that there's brands that are forthright with what's in their product and
Mhm,
what it is that you would use as
yeah,
someone who spent so much time with the oils.
yeah. The link that I'm sharing, the principal link is Aromatics International, and it's interesting, the school that I'm studying from, AromaHead, the founder of that school actually started Aromatics International because she couldn't get the oil she wanted and get the information she needed going through distributors. And she later sold that part of the business. And now the person that bought that has joined AromaHead as one of their instructors and has moved back into the league because the founder of AromaHead is more or less retired at this point.
Mhm,
She'd been
mhm.
doing it for a long time.
I
And
love
so
knowing.
again, that obviously that connection was important to me as well.
Yeah.
But their oils are exceptional. They're sourced directly from the distillers. She actually goes and visits the distillers. So,
That's wonderful. Yeah, and I'm thinking of something now that we touched on a little bit, and like you're saying now, like these founders of this company, they've been doing this for a really long time, and it seems to me that like in my world, the idea of aromatherapy and aromatherapy for meditation and healing, and even the science behind how it like bypasses the thinking mind and goes basically like yeah straight into memory and straight into that sensing, that it's been around for forever, like
mhm,
ancient, that we're burning incense, and that the magi brought the oils, and but it feels like it's really not something that in my world has been brought to the forefront as
mhm,
a methodology. We like all these fancy things, but to think that we can just put a blend in a diffuser or sniff it, it's so simple,
mhm.
yet it feels like just talking about it, I can feel my reaction to certain scents that I've had,
Yeah,
like I feel the power in how accessible this is, so accessible.
yes. It's
Yes.
a wonderful complement to standard medicines, and in some cases, it can replace some of our particularly things like instead of reaching for a Tylenol, you can
Mhm.
reach for an inhaler for a headache.
Mm. Yeah, I just got the chills again, like hearing that, like just that you can
Yeah,
just through it's the sense of smell.
mhm.
Yeah. Oh, it's
It is very
beautiful.
powerful.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much for this. I'm really, really grateful for the education. And I really do think we should do a part two because I'm already excited. But I think I might just get started with the links that you send
Right,
and play around with it myself. But I definitely want to know more already.
okay,
So,
and if you'd like, I can also put in a link for the, Aroma Head because they actually have, a free introduction
oh, yeah.
to essential oils, and so if someone's interested in it, but not sure they wanna put any money into doing the class work, try their free,
Yeah.
coursework so that you can see what that is and what their school is about.
Perfect. That's a great resource. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any final words you have for us before I stop recording?
No, I think that's covered everything we needed to for today.
I think so too. I was riveted, so thank you. All right.